Can you introduce yourself and your business?
Yeah, I'm Mike Lehman. I have a design build company. So we do CAD drawings, 2020 design for kitchen bathrooms mainly. Um, I have been in the industry. I was in a different state before I moved out to Arizona. I've been in the industry for 5 years and owned a company, sold a company, and basically started from the ground up again. So um, for me, it was just finding the right partners for marketing. And obviously marketing is lots of different facets, but I was looking for the Google portion and then Facebook, social media in general. And then, you have print, paper, radio, TV, whatever you want to do. But these two basic ones I wanted to have covered, and that's kind of how that all started. Sorry,
Gotcha.
did I
And
already answer three of your other end questions?
you did, which is perfect. So you're
Okay,
saving time. Um,
good.
so how did you guys actually hear about us?
I was so a friend of mine was using your service or is using your service, and he recommended you specifically. And so I mean, when I with my old company, I kind of did my own Facebook marketing and was up and down. Some weeks it was amazing, and the next week there was this was crickets, so it was a little bit of wasted money. So I just wanted to see your guys' approach, and I wanted to make sure that my stuff gets updated more often than I would be able to do it myself, because it just takes time and you have to really dive into it. And a lot of times, I didn't do it at least every couple of days, and then you're wasting money. So that's not like it to be.
Right. No, that makes sense. So were you skeptical at first when you first joined?
You give somebody money and no, of course. No, I mean, skeptical. I wouldn't say skeptical because I kind of knew that it was working. But I was curious about the results and the difference to me doing it versus a professional service doing it. And as in everything, you always think like you have like the smartest ideas. And sometimes it's also nice to have somebody be like, you shouldn't really worry about this portion because in the general sense of like what you're trying to do, you try to get the lead or capture a lead. This is not as important as you would think because we've done it with 50 other people. Sometimes you get too much involved or get too much into like very specific things that are really not that important, I think. So
Yeah.
that it just helps to have a third person kind of or a third party kind of doing it with less attachment to your brand or to your work and all that stuff. Because I just believe that you're trying to build a brand and you have all these crazy things in your head. And it's really just so basic. It's like, hey, these are pictures. This is what we do. Talk with me, right?
Yeah.
That's basically what we're trying to do on Facebook.
Right. Okay. Awesome. And I know you worked with the Google agency, or you are working with the Google agency. Have you what has your experience been like working with other marketing agencies in the past?
Um, Mixed. I with this specific agency, I've worked for a long time, and some months are great, some months are not as good. But it's marketing is not a given. It's not. There's no guarantees in marketing, and I understand that. So for me, Google is more the 6 months to 12 months where you really see results because you just need
Hmm.
to hammer on those ads and then try different placements and keywords like it's specific to a different area because I mean, just when you think about what terminologies people use for a commode or something like that, right, where they might actually enter that into Google as well. That is just, it's different from region to region, so I understand that takes a little bit. But the Facebook or the Instagram or general social media to me is a very quick response because people see an ad, they click on it, and they start communicating right away. So for me, the Facebook was to kick off my business, but I already started the Google ads knowing that at some point will pay off. That's more the medium to long term. run, and that's why it's so important for me, or it was so important for me to get started on social media.
Okay. No, that makes a lot of sense. So can you tell me a bit about the first month working together? What were the results like, and what were your thoughts in
It
general?
was interesting because it was pretty quick that we had the first results coming in. Obviously, it was also interesting how the startup went, right? With like just a random post and then just trying different stuff out just to get people to look at your page and just, slowly open that spout up a little bit. But then I was surprised how fast we had people communicating with us, calling, looking at the website and just general inquiries. Obviously, we also had leads, and that is something that Google is usually not able of doing that fast, because it takes 3 weeks to get your business registered on Google. So yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. No, it does. No, that's good to hear though. Uh, so what do you? I mean, just in general, then, how have the results been in general? I believe it's 3 or 4 months now.
Very different than I expected. Much more high quality leads than I thought we could get on Google, because sorry, on Facebook, than what I did with my old business. Granted, it was also a different business model. But we captured a lot of people that were tire kickers. They just wanted to look at pictures, and it was not qualified at all. So I had to answer all these texts and had to try to like see if this is a real lead. Is this just somebody who was just bored, or is it a kid that clicked on something because mama gave them the cell phone? Um, and so we had to go through a lot of hoops to get qualified leads ourselves. And now when I see the booking, I can listen to the conversation through the portal, which is awesome, because I sometimes, listening to the person talking, I can get a little bit more out of it than is it's just written down. Um, but I was very surprised like what type of jobs we got, like size and what people are spending, and very, very good results. I sold jobs already, and it was, I think it's mainly all your leads so far.
Awesome. No, that makes me so happy to hear. I love when we beat expectations. Um, so what do you guys? I mean, you've touched on it a lot, but what do you like about working with us?
It's very easy to communicate, obviously, because I shoot over emails at the worst times of the day, and I usually even get answers at these times. Very easy. I mean, course correct quickly. There's always things that, you know, sometimes I would want to see different, but I think I'm open enough to just let you do whatever you do, because it's obviously it's working. Um, but no, overall it's super easy. Haley has been great. Customers like talking to her. Um, no, I can definitely recommend that. It's perfect.
Okay. And then just for my own feedback as well, like I know that we've messed up a lot of 2 times with the kitchen bathroom thing, but what else has there been that you maybe not have liked so much, or that could be better, room for improvement?
Well, this is exactly where I said like I should not worry about it too much, but I personally always thought like a high quality video of like something super flashy, and it's like, you know high quality videos of like, oh, this is like our showroom or our kitchens and blah 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 blah. That's what I would want to see on my website. But then you did a couple of like videos yourself where you're just talking and like auto generated the captions and all that. That looked very basic, but that also might be exactly what you want it to look like. So I would not be able to say is that good or bad. All I know is like I would have totally went a different direction and would have said let's do some really high quality stuff. But maybe that even scares customers, or it says like, okay, well they that's a big marketing group. Obviously they've charged a lot of money for this, right? So we wanted to keep it basic because we said we give you a fair price, and we're not trying to overcharge, if that makes sense. So I can't prove you wrong. All I know is it's working, so I don't care. I think your sound just went off.
Yep, my sound went off. Wow, I'm a boomer. So I think both strategies can work. Um, from what I found, it's the user generated content UGC has just been blowing up across all the socials. Like that's what they're really pushing is the selfie videos where you're kind of like talking to the camera. So we hopped on the trend and it's worked. But no, I appreciate the feedback as well. Um, so overall, the system where it's like we have the lead gen, we have the appointment setting, we have the software, just the entire system in general. What do you really think of it?
I think it works really well. The only thing that I would have wanted different at some point would be the integration in my CRM. We spoke
Hmm.
about this. I don't know why it is tricky because the other marketing agency is able to point or put appointments on my calendar, and it's actually booked in my system. When you do it, I have the customer in the CRM, but not the appointment. So I
Right.
don't know why that is. So when I look through my appointments, I can clearly see what has been scheduled how, because
Mm.
it says design consultation, bathroom, or something like that. But then it doesn't say a customer name or anything. And then I know, okay, well, that's through your system versus I set it up. I have the customer name and whatever we're doing. So
Right.
that's really the only thing where I wish it could be easier, but I guess also that depends on how willing they are to work with you. I guess.
Yeah.
So I don't think that's really anybody's fault. I just think that's really the only thing that I wish would be different. But other than that, I mean, the leads are coming in, and we're doing great so far. I think, especially
Okay.
after 4 months. I mean, this continuing to improve, then it's amazing.
Right. Awesome. Um, so how much I know you told me, but how much revenue have you closed so far to date from our appointments?
Like 170,000, something like that.
170? Okay.
Yeah.
I who was the so I know you closed two in one day. Is that right?
Yeah, that was one weekend. Should have been more, but it was one guy got got weird about payment terms. I'm like, I never knew that this
Oh.
was an issue. But yeah, we're working on a couple of really big jobs right now that are also they also came through you. There's one project that's over 400,000. Again, that I'm lucky because I'm working with a home builder who does all my
Mm,
installs. We can take on projects that have not just kitchen and bathrooms, um,
mm.
but they sometimes also go together, right? In this case, it's basically reworking his entire home, but he needs for the kitchen and the bathrooms. He wants the designs done. So for us, it's easy to say, okay, we're building your home, and the installation of the bathroom and kitchen is already included in this quote. So all you need to do is work it out with me to buy the cabinets and design work and all that. So it
Right.
goes together.
Okay. Awesome. And you
Sure, within
said,
the next month, there's going to be a lot more.
yeah, no, I know it there's such a long sales cycle with a lot of these things, so
Right.
it definitely takes some time. So I can't wait to see your 1 year mark, if we can help
Yes.
you get to the seven figures closed. Um, which I think we can because you're selling pretty high ticket jobs. Like it was a
Yeah.
$56,000 bathroom.
Yeah. That's now grown to. We'll see if they accept all the changes, but it might be over 80 by the
Really?
time we get done because they wanted courtside everywhere and stuff like that. So
Mm,
when I sell a job, the ticket is not set in stone because I sell with allowances. And then we go, and that's my part of my service. I go with them to pick countertops and tile and fixtures and all that stuff. And then sometimes they just pick crazy stuff. So then the job can go up easily.
right. Okay. No, that's and do you mark up each of those products?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get contractor pricing. So then
Right.
you obviously participate in all the changes.
Yeah. That's okay. I like that.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, I'm not trying to oversell. I'm just showing them options. And then I always say, I'm not going to try to oversell you because I think that's what a lot of contractors do. They offer you a really cheap price, but then you have a countertop that nobody will ever buy. I give them a mid-range price already, but I know my prices are still good enough. And then they see nice stuff and they're like, it's worth it for me to spend $18,000 on a shower surround. Totally your call for them.
yeah. Okay. Um, so kind of switching gears a little bit, can you describe your ideal client?
The ideal client to me is somebody who values quality and support and um not like I think it's just the normal homeowner, honestly. It's just like
Yeah.
people that don't expect the worst out of the contractors, um, and are honest and upfront, and they're relaxed when you go in there and not like already on edge because they feel like, oh my gosh, this is gonna be one of these sales pitches and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Um, so somebody who's open to listening to what you have to say, basically, and then obviously they should somewhat be um affluent as well. I mean, it's just,
Yeah.
if you have somebody who's just penny pinching, it's just difficult to do any job because you never know what comes out of it. So
Yeah. Yeah. No, that makes a lot of sense.
I
And
mean, it helps us
do you?
that he already talks to them about budgets, right? And what our average job sizes are. So they're not, you don't go into a household where they think they spend $5,000 on their kitchen and then it's 35. So that kind of helps us to just set expectations, right?
Yeah. So you do feel like we've been able to get you that ideal client?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah,
Okay.
I don't
Do you
have,
feel?
I never had anybody that said, oh my God, no, that's way too much. Never had that because, we go in and we already know what they budgeted for the job, and I want to be aware and I want to make sure that I can stay within it. And then if they want to go over it, or if it's below it, great, I'm happy for them.
Mhm.
But it's, I just don't like to go in somewhere where it's completely not qualified because it's just a waste of time for everybody.
Yeah. Do you feel like we have scheduled appointments that have wasted your time?
No.
Okay. So they've had pretty realistic expectations.
Yep.
Sweet. Um, so do you have any idea the average home value that we've put you in?
You sent me a report once and it was like over 900,000, I believe. 865 or 900 or something like that. Um, and I felt like some of that may have been inflated by some crazy homes that I went into.
Yeah.
But yeah, this area here is just booming so much that the house prices are pretty high.
Yeah. No, they are extremely they're very high. The
Yeah,
as of last Friday, the average home value was 1,028,000. So we got the seven figures.
it's nuts. Nuts.
Yeah, no, that's by far our highest for any client.
Yeah,
Helps that you're in such an affluent area, but still.
yeah, it does. It does. Yeah.
Um, so a couple more questions here. I know I'm hammering you, but if you had to choose one, what would be your favorite feature of our service, and how has it made your life easier?
The scheduling part, because chasing people down to make that appointment is very time consuming,
Mhm.
and I wouldn't even be able to do that without you. There's no chance because people call me after 5, call me then, call me here. I might not even be in the office then, so it's impossible for me to do it. And so to have that live person actually call, talk about all these things that we just touched on, like the general information, like budgets and so on. Actually have the customers talking, and then I
Yeah,
love that we can just go in, play the audio, listen to what they were saying, and then that way I can go in prepared. And I a lot of times have like little notes like, hey, well, you also touched on your bathroom. Do you want to take a look at that? Oh yeah, totally forgot about that. Yeah, let's look at the bathroom too. So it's little stuff like that. Feel like the customer also feels like he's understood, he's heard,
mhm,
and it's not just like some random office with 20 other agents in the background calling where you can hear the chatter.
yeah,
So that's my favorite.
awesome. No, that's definitely how we've tried to differentiate ourselves, and I'm glad that gets recognized. So I wanted to talk a little bit more about your return on investment. So you said you've closed 170 ish so far.
Yep.
Um, so it was Jim. I can't pronounce these last names. Kehoe,
Yep.
um, and then Jennifer Frensick, Frenchick,
Forensic. Yep.
Frensick, and then who was the third one?
Um, check. I will actually have to check. Sorry, now you caught me off guard here.
No, no worries. I I know it's far back.
Let me see if I can even sort that out. Actually, there were two from the home show. So your jobs
Okay.
actually were the $55,000 bathroom, and then Kehoe is a $46,000 kitchen, so it's like 100.
Okay.
But just double check. Or shade. Yeah, these two were from the home show. My bad. Sorry. But
Okay.
the bathroom, if they accept it, and I'm not sure they will because it was a $31,000 change order for their fixtures and the bath surround. So that could go, it could easily be $86,000 if they accept that.
Yeah.
And then Cindy and Jim Kehoe want basically every single countertop in their house changed. So that'll be 15-20,000 plus they want the pantry changed now. Which that's not going to be crazy, but say that's 5,000 more. So then you're talking 75,000 instead of 46. And
Right.
Jim and Cindy already recommended me to their neighbors before we even started the project, which is kind of
Wow.
crazy. Their neighbor is they want to redo their bathroom. And I told them the budget for that is between 50 and 75. And they said if we can stay within, I think we're in business. So
Wow.
yeah.
Well, that's awesome.
It's fast.
Yeah. That I love the unexpected benefits, right? Those
Yeah.
the referrals. It's awesome. We're working on creating a system, kind of trying to create a system where after we've booked that appointment or somewhere once that appointment's happened, basically helping to create a referral system. So it's, let's say we go book an appointment with Mr. Homeowner. After we book it, we could say, hey, by the way, we're offering XYZ if you can refer us to anyone you know who might be looking for a remodel. So that's something we're still working on.
Yeah. I mean, one thing actually that I heard from customers is that they're extremely I would say surprised how well we remind them of stuff. Like
Yeah.
the appointment reminder, I think it's 6 p.m. the night before or 7 p.m. Then it's 1 hour prior. And I also send an en route when I leave my office. I send an en route notice from my CRM. So they're like, you never miss an appointment because of this, right? And I said, well, it's very difficult because customers, if you tell them one night before and you show up at 10 a.m., there's a 20-25% chance that they're not there. So
Yeah.
we remind them the night before, 1 hour before, and then when I leave, and they still have time to respond and say, okay, well, I'm sorry, I'm not going to make it.
Yeah.
So they like that. And I believe the second that Haley starts talking to them, even if it's text or whatever, to the phone conversation, to getting the reminders, to me showing up, selling the job, they already feel there's a process, there's a road
Yeah.
to their goal. And that, I believe, helps closing deals.
Yeah. No, it definitely elevates kind of separates you from the competition where they might not have as clean communication. Um, yeah, no, that's awesome. And so I put these numbers together last week, but it looked like when I put these numbers together, you had ran 11 appointments and you'd closed 2 of them. Um, do you expect to close any more at this moment?
Well, hopefully so. Which ones are let me just even, I don't even have it in front of me. Which ones?
I can send you the link real quick. This is your
I mean,
appointment
actually,
dashboard.
just go on the portal, right?
Yeah, I just dropped it in the chat if you wanted to take a look.
Okay, let me double check. There. Oh, yeah, I requested access.
Oops. All right. With the Desert Remodel email?
No, with the Lehman Mike 1. That's my personal.
Okay. Lehman
Mike, and then the number 1 at gmail.com.
All right, just sent.
Let's see if this is working. Still denied. There we go. Oh my God. Oh, I need to verify this. How embarrassing.
No worries. Basically, all I wanted to see is that you have it right now. Your close rate is about 20%. Is that pretty typical for you?
No, it should be a little bit higher.
Okay.
It'll be a little bit higher. So I have, should have closed this one. So Catherine, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them are still pending.
Okay.
6, actually 7, 8. 8 of those are still pending.
Nice.
So it's not like I don't have definite no on a lot of them.
Okay.
So yeah, there's still some pending. I mean, there's like the Brown Bonneto or whatever that how that's pronounced. That is a
Hmm.
$125,000 kitchen that I'm sure that they're not going to just sign.
Right.
Henry is a $50,000 kitchen. They have a appointment with another contractor tomorrow.
Sweet.
Mott said she wanted another week. That's a $90,000 kitchen project.
Nice.
Jurgensen didn't understand that I said that I was out of town and get back to her a week later. But West is still on the cards, and Hewitt is the one that is the
Right.
$4,000 project. So we're still on a lot of those.
Awesome. Well, no, this has been super insightful, and I'm so appreciative of you to hop on and do this because you by no means had to. So I
All
definitely
good.
thank you for doing this.
All good. Yeah, I'm happy to talk to everybody that wants talk about it. I mean, I hope I said everything that was
You
important.
hit it.
But
You hit it all in
I'm
the.
very happy, and I'm sure we're gonna pull a lot of business in with you guys.
Yeah, we'll have to record another one when we help you close 1 million in total by the end of the year.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
Awesome. All right,
Sweet.
Mike. Well, I
Cool.
appreciate your time, and yeah, let me know if you need anything. I'll talk
Sure.
to you soon.
Awesome.
All
Thank
right.
you. Have a good day now.
You too. Cheers.
Thanks. Bye.